Hey everyone, it's Matt. I'm sharing a new game in this video, and it's called Self-Health. Not self-help, but self-health. And this is a unique game for me in many ways. The first being that it's not using a standard deck of cards, which if you've followed any of my other games, this is the first one I think I've shared that has not used a standard deck of cards. And probably won't be a thing going forward either. This is kind of a unique game for me, like I said. It is what I would like to call a non-print and play, an NPNP, in that I do have cards in the rules and the files that you can print out for yourself with my handwriting, but I think it might be useful perhaps for people do want to play this, that they write their cards out themselves. Like I've had my own written deck that I've used myself while playing this game. And so the theme of this game is taking care of yourself. And the most important things in this game are eating right, moving right, and sleeping right, taking care of your basic health needs first, and then you try to move ahead with goals. And I use this kind of myself to play and to kind of have things on the back of my mind while actually engaging with a game that were important for me at the time. I've kind of made some more, some of these are ones I have in my game, but some general ones that might apply to more people rather than like specific goals or something. And yes, so what else do I need to say about this game? So yeah, it's not just an activity, it is actually a game. I made it so I could actually enjoy a game while thinking about some of these things. So I hope some people find this interesting and engaging and helpful, and I'll show you how it works. So what you need is, you're going to need at least 17 cards. So and again, the idea is that you kind of handwrite these yourselves, but you can totally print out what I put in the files too if you don't mind looking at my handwriting. And what you're going to need is, this is a well-being tracker. You're going to be moving your health and well-being up and down throughout the game. It starts at 3, goes up to 9 on this side. Once you complete a goal, you can flip it over to the other side and it goes up all the way up to 16. But that's not really the point of the game. Isn't to get to 16. That just tracks you as you go. If you go below 3, the game ends, unless you play on the light mode, where you can just play however. And then you'll need these cards. The Eat, Move, and Sleep cards are kind of the core cards. I'll explain them in a second. And then you're going to need these 5 daily task cards, which each have a different task you have to do on that day, except for your day off. And then you're going to need at least 8 goal cards, and in the files I've included 18, so you can choose whichever 8s you want, or you can print them all, and you can shuffle and choose between games. You can make up your own goals, and if you want any help, making a mechanism to match up with a goal, feel free to let me know. And then, yeah, you put the goal pile, you start the game at 5, well-being, and you put the goals you're not using it for that game, kind of put the goal pile right there to track that we're starting at 5, and then you'll use that pile to track as you go throughout the game. But you're going to need 2 goals to start. And then also, yeah, you need some dice. And what you need is, I know it's kind of hard. I don't have my dice sets. My son for Christmas got me some dice sets for now. I never actually had any. Got me a set that has a Santa duck, and then these ones, you probably can't see it all in here. There's a little Triceratops dinosaur ones. So they're clear, and they might be kind of hard to show in this video, but I'll tell you the numbers, and I'm just giving you the idea of the game. But basically, you need a set of dice. So you need a D20, you need a D12, You need a D10. You need a D8. You need a D6. And you need a D4. And those 6. And then you're going to need 2 extra D6s later in the game. Or if you want a harder variation, you don't need them. Let's see. So, basically each day, you're going to be rolling the dice. And you're going to be putting dice, you're going to be placing your dice on these cards to try and move your well-being up and down. And complete goals if you can. So let's say I rolled this on my turn. So I'm going to have to tell you these probably. But I have 11, a 5, an 8, 4, 3, and a 2. And so first thing is you have to take care of the daily task. So today my daily task is putting the highest die there. So my 11 is my highest die. I have to place my 11 there. Can't use it to take care of the other things. Now the other things are you have to put dice on eat, move, and sleep to adjust your well-being. And let's see, so eat, you can place more than one die on. Eating multiple things throughout the day is kind of the idea. And you're going to be scoring well-being based on the total value of the dice placed on here. So if you place dice that add up to 8 to 15, somewhere in that range, you're going to get +1 well-being. 4 to 7, well-being will move. If you do less than 4 or more than 15, well-being is going to drop by 2. And then on the move card, I'll explain that one last. So on the sleep card, sleep is pretty straightforward too. If you can only put 1 die on this one. If you put 9 or more, a die with value of 9 or more, you get +1, 7 or 8, gets +0. If you put 5 or 6 value on here, you get -1 well-being, 3 or 4, -3, and if you have less than 3 sleep, you're going to get -5 well-being. So sleep's an important one to get. And then you also can only put 1 die on move. Eat is the only one you can put multiple on, other than some of the gold cards. But we'll explain those later. And move, basically, when you place all the dice, so I'm going to place the dice here, then I'll explain them. So I'm going to put 8 is my highest one left that I have here, because I put the 11 there. So I'm going to put that on sleep. So 7 or 8, that's not going to lose or gain me any well-being, so that's fine. And then I'm going to put, let's see, I'll put the 5 as a 5 on move. And then I have a 4, 3, and 2 left over. I'll put that on eat. And so now you can also put stuff on goals if you feel like you have enough dice to do that. I'll explain that later. Let me just do the basic one first. So then you would evaluate at the end of the day. If you had put anything on goals, you would evaluate that first. Then you would evaluate these. Now, the first thing you have to do is you count up the values on each, and you have to adjust the order in their row. So this has 8 value. This has 4 + 3 + 2, which is going to be 9. And this has 5. So this is going to shift to the right. The highest one goes all the way to the right. So 9, 8, 5. Then we evaluate our move. Move had been in the middle, and now it's on the left. The card has moved. So that's the idea with the move card. You have to try and move it every day. It's kind of the mechanism for moving your body. If it doesn't move, if it had stayed in the middle, it would have gotten me -1 well-being. If I hadn't put any dice on this, if I had chosen for some reason put this on my eat or on a goal or something and had no dice, then it would have -2. So it could not move and have no dice and get -3 overall. If it winds up with the highest total, if it winds up all the way on the right, it would get +1. And it would win any tie. If so, like sleep and move both had 9 on it, move would be considered the highest there. So in this instance, it was in the middle, it moved here, it's not the highest, it has dice, so it just gets nothing. Because it moved, but it didn't lose anything or gain anything. So good, maintained my body. And then let's see, we go over to sleep, put an 8 on sleep, and 8 also does nothing, up and down, so I'm staying put. And then on eat, I have put 9 on there, so that falls in the range of 8 to 15. So I am going to get plus 1 well-being there, so I'm going to slide my pile up to show I'm on 6. And then I would move on to the next day. This daily task doesn't give you any points or well-being, it's just you have to do it. You know, some stuff in life you just have to do. So that's the basic idea of it. So then you would recall all the dice. You would move the daily task to the bottom and pick the next one. So this one is going to be all odds. All the dice that I roll that are odds have to be put into the daily task. The all odds and all even ones are can be tough. So right now I'm at 6 well-being, which is okay. And the goal of the game is to complete 3 goals. So, well, the goal of the game is to complete goals. So how you win the game is you finish 3 goals. So let me try and see if I can get some goals on this one. Actually, I'm going to change the task on this one so that I can show you. So, going to make it easier for me to show some of those. So I'm going to make today my day off. So let's see. I have a 12, I have a 5, 2 4s, a 2, and a 1. So for goals, sometimes you have to place dice or place a die on them, and sometimes it's just something to do with the cards, with your move, sleep, and eat cards. So for this goal here is lend a helping hand. And it says place a die here with the value of 5. So I have this 5 on my d20 here. I'm going to place that there. You can only do it once per turn, once per day. And this other goal is find balance, and we're trying to get at least 2 of these cards to have the same total. So let's see if we could do that somehow. So let's say I put my 12 on sleep, so I can get plenty of sleep. And then, let's see, actually I don't think I'm going to be able to find balance on this one. I might change it just so I can show you what it would be like. So let's say this was 10, and this was 6, 3, and a 1. All right, so let's say this was how it was. So I have 10 on there, 12 on sleep, 10 on move. Now I would evaluate this first, my goals first. So lend a helping hand. I did that, put a 5 on there. 5 fingers, 5. I think you get it. So to show that I've done it once, I rotate the card up to 1. Take the die back. And find balance. Let's see. I did that because this has 10 total value on it, and this has 10 total value on it. So at least 2 are equal. So I found balance as well. Sign that card. Now I evaluate this as normal. So let's see. The 12 on sleep will slide up. Now these both have 10 on it, but move wins ties. So move is considered higher. And it has moved positions, so now it's all good there. The 12 on sleep gets me 1 well-being, and the 10 on eat gets me 1 well-being. It's all good. So then I would reset for the next day. I would move the daily task, and that's kind of how the game works. So a couple things to keep in as well. Again, these tasks, all evens and all odds, can be brutal sometimes. So like here, in this instance, all evens. So I have to give it my 20 that I rolled and my 8 that I rolled. And I'm left with, yeah, it is a good example. I'm left with a 3, 3, a 1, and a 1, which are rough. Because sleep, the highest I could put on there would be a 3, which means I'm going to lose 3 well-being. Then I have to figure out how to split these up. Let's say I could kind of manage this. I could put 4 on there, 3 and a 1 there. and I would survive, but it wouldn't be a great turn. But let's say I wanted to re-roll instead. So 3 times per game, and you can adjust that for difficulty if you want. You can choose to change your mindset, and you can re-roll all the dice. How you mark that is you take one of the goals from your goal pile, and you just set it over here to show that you've used that once. And then once you have 3 cards in this pile, you can't re-roll anything. So re-roll, and then I'd place again. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? There is to talk about completing a goal. So let's say on a turn, this had already been at 2, I'd done it 2 times, and I placed another 5 on there. And so when it's evaluating, I would turn it to the 3. It's the 3rd time it's been completed. That's the end of the goal card. I've completed 3 times. When you complete a goal card, you get 3 well-being. And then you put a new goal card out there. And I've created a separate pile for this to show my completed goals. Once you get 3 goals, you win the game. So when you think about adding well-being, another thing to keep track of on the well-being tracker here is that you cannot go past 9 until you've completed a goal. So if you're just doing well on this stuff and you're at 9, you can't go above until you've completed a goal. If I had just completed that goal like we had said and we were at 8, then we could get 3 points to go up to 11 well-being because we've completed a goal. And that is how the game works. I hope that kind of makes sense. And yeah, I won't. Oh, sorry, I did forget one thing. When you get a goal, when you complete a goal, also you get to add an extra d6 to your available dice for the next time. As you complete goals, you're kind of gaining momentum to continue forward. So I think that's everything now. And yeah, if you have any questions, still let me know. And I hope some people find this enjoyable as a game and perhaps helpful in other ways too. So yeah, let me know what you think. Bye.